All right, y'all. I'm back again with another quick video. And right now I'm going to be talking about sexually selecting. All right. So what is sexually selecting? People say to me, "Oh, Clarence, this ain't nothing." I'm trying to tell you, whether you know it or not, this is what you're doing. I'm just going out on a date with her, Clarence. Yeah, but you obviously selecting her because you, at some point, think that sex may become on the table, right? So sexually selecting is just selecting somebody for sexual activity. You know what I mean? And this is what we're doing now. This is what we're doing, right? We're sexually selecting, right? Now, where can you sexually select? Well, you can sexually select anywhere. You meet people anywhere, and you as a your own best interest person in your best interest can deem somebody as worthy to be in your selection process, right? To enter them in the selection process, right? You select them, right? For whatever your reason is, but ultimately, usually, it's a sexual selection, both men and women. This ain't just men. This is women too, because a woman, for her to be in a relationship with you, at least is going to have to understand that she's going to have sex with you at some point. If it gets to a certain level, she's going to have sex with you, and she's going to have to be okay with that. So she's got to sexually select as well. But you can select it from anywhere. Now, what a lot of people are doing now is, because of their lifestyles are so hectic and it's so crazy and they're all over the place, what they're using is the dating apps, or they're using the the dating apps, or they in social clubs or whatever, and they're just picking people off from there, right? That's cool. In my opinion, most of us should be finding people, sexually selecting people from places or from communities where good is being done. You have a better chance of somebody not picking a pookie if you going to select from a place like that. Now, can it happen? Of course it can happen. You can pick a pookie from anywhere. That's why you have to investigate further than just what they're talking about, right? Because a lot of guys sound good when they're talking, right? A lot of girls sound good when they're talking, right? A lot of females are very, very pretty, right? That don't mean they're a good person, brother. That doesn't mean they're necessarily a good person. And not necessarily they're good for you. They might be good for someone else, but just not good for you. You have to find that fit. That's what you out here trying to do, right? If you're trying to be in relationships. Now, if you are a person that don't want to be in relationships, don't want to be in contact with other people, and don't want to produce heirs, then hey, none of this stuff is gonna matter then, right? This is for people that want to have contact with other people, right? And at some point, sexual contact with other people. All right. So why are we in a situation where we have to sexually select for ourselves, right? Why are we in that situation? It wasn't supposed to be like that, right? Especially where we come from as African American people. Where we come from, the family was involved in the sexual selection process, right? You met somebody, or it was a betrothal a lot of times, right? Oh, I got this son, he's 5 years old. You got that daughter that's 3 years old. We just gonna betroth them together, right? Because I got a good family, you got a good family. Let's betroth them together, right? A lot of times it was betrothed, right? So you was betrothed to somebody when you 4 or 5 years old, right? Especially the women. They betrothed to somebody like 2 or 3 years old. They already betrothed, right? Why? Because the men, a lot of times were at the same rate as the women. And a war can break out, and then you got much less men. So the betrothal process will work, right? But now, there's a couple of things that's going on that make it sexual selection more difficult, right? Number one, the family's not involved anymore. Now you on your own out there. And it's a common practice for people to sexually select for themselves, to not involve the family, not involve anyone else in their sexual selection process. Not let the family take a look at the guy, not let nothing happen. Nobody take a look at them. The family don't get a look at this person until they so far in, right? Somebody could have said, hey, I think this person may not be for you. But it's too late. You too far down the road now, right? And if somebody don't like them, they haters, right? So how do we get this way? Well, we follow the European way of thinking, as being here as slaves here. Even when we got our quote-unquote freedom, we followed their societal norms, right? And one of their societal norms is removing the family from the sexual selection process. Now, families that have larger amounts of assets and things to bequeath, they would typically be more involved in the sexual selection process. They really frown upon somebody going out and sexually selecting on their own, right? As you can see with the Meghan Markle situation, right? They really frown upon that. Why? Because things could go haywire, right? The royal family probably, I'm not saying they racist, but they probably wanted somebody of their own heredity in that situation. They probably didn't want somebody who had African roots to be a part of that situation. I'm just saying. I don't think they're racist. They probably didn't. So the families with a lot of stuff to bequeath, they probably want to control that situation, right? By being involved. Because they know if you're a young person, a lot of times you can get so caught up in the fun you having with this person that you don't realize if you get into a committed relationship with this person, but a lot of that fun is going to go away. Which means, Claire, the fun to go away. That means it's time to leave. No, I'm talking about any long-term relationship. Right? You get married, you have children, you get married, you spend all this time with your wife, you have children, you're not going to spend as much time with your wife. Right? Then once you got children, you gotta say to yourself, okay, I gotta get serious about my career. The money I'm making ain't gonna these kids gonna grow up and they're gonna need money. We're not gonna make it on where I'm at right now. So you start getting serious about your career, you gotta put time into that. You're just not gonna have time like you did before. So if everybody's not on the same page with that, that's gonna create problems. But anyway, sexual selected, man, the point of sexual selected is finding somebody who fits with you. Not only sexually, but non-sexually. You can spend non-sexual time with this person, and it's going to make sense. It's going to be profitable for both people and everybody involved. But like I said, the families used to be involved where we come from. Now, in America, following after the European way of doing things, we have removed our families from being involved in our sexual selecting. So we out here, number one, you don't know what you're doing. Why? Because you have no example. A lot of us don't have no example, right? A lot of us didn't grow up in a two-parent household. Some of us did, but some of us didn't. A lot of us didn't. So you don't even know what to look for. What kind of things to look for in a man, right? And the things that you think are not valuable are very valuable in men for long-term relationships. That's the point. Right? But a lot of times, a lot of our sisters especially, the men do it too, but a lot of the sisters especially make horrifying mistakes, man, and sometimes even result in their deaths, unfortunately. And that's what we're trying to stop. That's the whole point of putting this out. Who cares if I'm right or if I'm wrong? Who cares? That's not the point. The point is, how can we get our family to stop walking into situations with men and women that really don't care about them like they should, but they're perpetrating. And then when the person do something they really don't like, they snap on them. We're gonna do a story in a couple of days about Braisha Terrell. Here's a little sister, man. Little sister lost her life. Little sister lost her life. Why? Because her brother, who had a different father, kidnapped her and put her down. Why? Right? This is a man that somebody sexually selected. Somebody sexually selected that man, and entrusted him with their children. But we're gonna talk about that. That's another topic. But we're gonna talk about that. Right now, we're talking about sexually selected. How can we do better? Well, number one of the things we can do better is you can involve your family. Trusted male, trusted female, trusted men, trusted women in your family, people that you trust, that you think are on your team. But a lot of times we know we pookie picking, so we hide these people, right? Right? You hiding these people. You pookie picking. Men and women do it too. Shanique was selecting, right? You know this is not the kind of woman that your family would approve of, but because that person got a lot of drama and energy in there when they around, right? You think that's fun, right? To have all that energy. So, they bring all this drama to the situation. So we hide these people, man. We don't want no. We don't let our friends see them. We don't let our family see them. We don't let nobody see them until we think they solid enough to be brought around, right? But if you got an old school pops, I'm gonna tell you how I do it, man. I'm gonna invite your person over. Got a granddaughter right now, man. If God bless me to be around when she start dating, young man is coming to the table. Sit down, young man. We're gonna talk to you. We're gonna ask you some questions. Where you want to be in 5 years? I don't know. I think I'll probably go be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? I be spitting. How old are you, son? 16. How long you think you're gonna be a rapper and make that work? I'll be like 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta get the right kind of notoriety, and then get my music out there. When I get my music out there, then I'm gonna blow up. Okay. Where do you think my granddaughter? Where do you expect my granddaughter to be in the middle of that situation? She could be, my special one. My special one. What he telling me when he say he want me to, my granddaughter's gonna be a special one? What he's saying, he gonna have many, but my granddaughter's gonna be the one that supposedly, allegedly, is going to be special, whatever that means, right? What does that mean? So you gotta listen to what people are telling you, and then you gotta listen for what they're not telling you. It's easy to hear what people are telling you. The part is to listen what they taking out of what they're telling you. Because there's a reason why they're taking certain things out. They're leaving information out. That's why it's good to have your family involved in the sexual selection process, because it's good to have a lot of different ears on the situation, a lot of different eyes on the situation. That way, if somebody will catch it, right? Somebody may catch it. We all ain't gonna see it the same way. So somebody gonna catch one thing, somebody catch another thing. But yeah, I'm gonna invite you to the table. We're gonna sit down and talk. Now, if you coming like that with the whole rapper situation, say, okay, son, that may work for you, but I don't think that's gonna work for my granddaughter. Pop. Baby, why don't you go we need some extra muffins. Why don't you go up the street and get some? And send her. Oh wait, you and your grandma go get some muffins. And send them out. And you take this, say, look, motherfucker, that bullshit you talking about with that rap bullshit, nigga, you better take that somewhere else. Okay? You're not gonna do that with my granddaughter. Now, you got a choice. You can sit here and tell her in person that you're not gonna fuck with her no more, or you can leave now. But what I would do if I was you, I would fucking leave right now. Because I'm getting hotter just thinking about this bullshit you're talking about. No disrespect to you, I hope that works. But my granddaughter ain't finna be walking around on the arm of no motherfucking rapper. So, you can make the decision now. Right? And I have a bunch of mouse traps all over the house. I have one right by my seat, right where I was sitting. I have them all over the house. I said, man, don't even think about. I said, the best move for you is to leave now. Best move for you to leave is to leave now. That's what they used to do, man. That's what we used to do. Our fathers used to do that, man. Especially over the girls. You ain't gonna play with my baby. But now you can play with a lot of sisters, man. Why? Because the father ain't there. Father ain't there. Most of our brothers, they think, oh, well, I'm sending child support, so that's good enough. How's that gonna be good enough? How's that gonna be good enough? You still need to make your physical presence felt. Right? Right? When me and my wife wanted to take it to another level, we were friends at first, but when we wanted to take it to another level, and she said, well, if we're going to move any further than where we are right now, you got to come and meet my family. I said, why? For what? I was like, it's not that I had a problem with that, but it's just like, I was like, why was she so adamant about that? Like, what was the issue that made her so adamant about that? She was like, you got to meet my family. You got to come to the barbecue we doing. I got to come? I was like, I got to come? She's like, you got to come. You have to come. There ain't no not coming. She made it very clear, you have to meet my family. If you want to continue, if you want to move forward, you have to meet my family. I go meet the family, man. For those of you young guys that don't know, it's always going to be an icy reception, the first meeting. Always icy. Always. They're going to look you over. They're going to put the press on you to see if you're really about this. Why you want my baby? What you want to do with my baby? Where you want to take my baby? They did it to me. Her brother, her father, her sisters. What you doing? Right? But that's part of the process, man. That's part of sexual selecting. Because what's the ultimate goal of sexual selection? The ultimate goal is to find somebody who you can ultimately, at least for men, the ultimate goal for men is to find somebody who can bear you some children and bear you some heirs, and you can bequeath some assets and information to, that they can your legacy and your name could carry on. Right? That's really what it's for. I know what they're telling you, see, because the European society has always made it clear that sex is on its own for recreation. I know. That's what they've always told you. And that's what they got you to run with that ideology, right? They pass the baton to you and watch you run with it. But sex is not. Sex is actually a reward. It's supposed to be a reward. It's supposed to be a reward for, and the pleasure of sex is supposed to be a reward for you keeping your commitment, you keeping your duty, you keeping your discipline. That somebody will keep their duty and discipline to you. That's what it's supposed to be for. But it's not in today's society. In a wicked society like today, sex is used as a distraction from the ultimate goal of standing up and being for truth. Sex is a distraction. So what this wicked society has done, they have separated the pleasure from the work. If any of you are familiar with the Bible, you look in the Bible, what was Adam given first? Sex or work? I'll wait. The man was given the job first. Here's your job. Here's your job. This your job. Do it. Right? And the man was happy to do his job. He was happy on that job. He was doing something. He was making something. He was able to express himself. Right? By taking care of this Garden of Eden. But then God said, hey man, this man is faithful. He's on his job every day. He do what he's supposed to do. He should have something to reward him for that. To incentivize him to stay like that. Right? He need to have somebody something that will, so what did he give? He gave him a woman to provide comfort, to provide, pleasure, right? To provide pleasure. And also to provide immortality to the man. Only a woman can give you immortality. So that woman was given to him to give him immortality. However, what he had to do first, he had to work. The pleasure was coming after the work. You don't hear me? Pleasure comes after the work. That's how it's supposed to go. But see, in this wicked society, you can get pleasure by itself. You don't need to do no work. You don't have to make no accomplishment to get pleasure, right? Hey, go buy this drug from me. You can get pleasure from this drug. All you have to do is give me a piece of paper for it, and you got it. You ain't got to accomplish no goals. The higher you would have got from accomplishing goals, you don't have to do that. This drug will give you pleasure, right? Or sex, right? Watch this pornography. You can get gratification right here. You ain't got to meet nobody, talk to nobody, be a good person, learn how to handle her flaws as well as your own flaws, and be responsible and be a good person. You don't have to do all that, commit. You don't have to do any of that. Just watch this porn. So we fell in, we fell for the game. We fell for the game. Oh man, pleasure can be by itself, right? Come on out here to Las Vegas. Why? Because you can win a bunch of money that you didn't even work for. What? Just the thought of being able to win money that you didn't earn, right? So we out here in this wicked world, man. And unfortunately, we never know how, we weren't taught how to love each other. We weren't taught to love ourselves. And we definitely wasn't taught how to love other people. We just don't know. A lot of our people out here, we just don't know. So we picking bad people. We sexually selecting bad people. When it comes to things, what are some of the things that can happen to you if you poorly sexually select? You can pick a person, man, and see, most of y'all sexually selecting for pleasure. right? Not for the responsibility. There's only two types of reasons that you're going to sexually select: for pleasure or for heirs, or to create heirs, right? Heirs come with responsibility. But in this wicked society, casual sex comes with no responsibility. You can actually have casual sex, which is unheard of in the African society where we come from. At that point in time, that's unheard of. There's no such thing as casual sex. But in the Caucasian society here in America, there is casual sex. You can have it, and now we're doing it as well. They have a long history of trying to separate pleasure from responsibility sexually. They have a long history of doing that, right? Go back to the Greeks and the Romans. This ain't me. I ain't no hater. Shout out to the white people. I ain't hating on you. I'm just telling the truth, right? I'm just telling the truth. They had a long history of that. So they've been practicing this for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So they got a pretty good handle on it. They shared that information with us, and now we doing it, right? We doing it. And we having horrible results. We having horrible results by following this path. If you sexually select poorly, what can happen to you? You can be like Jeezy, right? Jeezy right now, going through a divorce. You can go through a divorce. Luckily for him, she signed a prenuptial agreement. She signed a prenuptial agreement. Here's the bad part about that. Here's the bad part about that situation. He's going to have to deal with other men around his child, his female child, for the rest of his life. What if she don't sexually select properly? But that's the opening that he has. His divorce is going to create that opening. Now, a little baby, 2-year-old baby, has to get on an airplane every week. Every other week, you got to get on an airplane and fly from L.A. to Georgia to L.A. to Georgia to L.A. to Georgia. A 2-year-old baby. Which, that kind of lifestyle even opens the door even more for ridiculousness. Right? What is it going to cost to fly a child for the next 18 years once a week from LA to Georgia and back, and Atlanta and back? How much is that going to cost every year? That's aside from the child support. That's aside from any financial things that go along with raising a kid. That's in addition to that. See, when you sexually select, man, you got to think about a lot of other things besides, I just want to get in this girl's pants. Because if conception occurs, then you're going to be, where you going to be at? Now, for him, everything else is covered. The finances is covered, because a prenuptial agreement covered that. Guess what? A prenuptial don't cover child support. You cannot cover child support in a prenuptial agreement. You can't. The court has to. Remember when you sign that piece of paper called a birth certificate? Well, what that piece of paper says is that the state that you live in and the county that you live in, they have to be, as long as they are aware, if they become aware that your child is in peril, they can step in and take that child from you. They can take custody of this child from you. That's what you sign in when you sign that birth certificate. Oh, you didn't know that, huh? You're authorizing them to be able to step in. You're saying, I have this child, and I'm giving you knowledge based on your child, based on that I have this child, and I'm putting this child under your authority. And if something should happen to me, you are now you're going to be the de facto parent in this situation. or the de facto decider of what is the best thing to happen moving forward. Oh yeah, that's what happens when you sign that birth certificate. You letting the state know, hey, okay, I got this baby. If something should ever happen, you are the de facto person to decide what's going on. In a situation such as a divorce, or both parents being, taken out, or whatever, right? They're going to decide what happens. But these things can happen. Now, you say, oh yeah, I got away because you say Jeezy got away because he had a premarital agreement, but he didn't, but he can't do nothing about the child support or the cost of flying this baby back and forth from Atlanta to LA and back for the next 18 years. And is the court going to see that as making sense, right? How are you going to go to school? The lead attorney, shout out to the lead attorney, he made a good point. How is this baby going to go to school if she has to fly from LA to Atlanta and then back every other week? School is not going to be possible. Not unless she has a home tutor that follows her around and tutors her. But that's not going to make sense. What's more likely going to make sense is somebody's going to have primary custody. Who's that going to be? Who's that going to be? Both of these people got moving careers. Their careers are moving on, and they out in the limelight. Which one of these people by themselves has time to take care of a kid? They probably got a nanny on it right now. But who has time to really take care of this child? See, these are things, man, y'all don't think about, man, when y'all sexually selecting. That's why it's best to have somebody who's on your program and see things the way you see them. Because if they don't, these kind of gaps can come in. Well, now what do we do? Now what do we do? You can pick somebody that's living a lifestyle. What can go wrong? You can pick somebody that has a lifestyle that's you don't even know about. They got a good job and everything. They're a functional human being, but they live in a 304 lifestyle. They're dating 3 or 4 dudes at the same time. 3 or 4 sets of DNA running through her at the same time. Come on, y'all. Oh, I know y'all don't want to talk about it, right? Clarence, you talking too much. Man, I'm just telling the truth. A sister like that, man, very dangerous to your health. Very dangerous. Oh, Clarence, it don't matter. Anybody could get it. Oh, okay. Anybody except me. Anybody except me. But I'm good. I'm good with that. You know what I mean? I'll tell y'all, man, rejection is God's kiss on the forehead. Rejection is God's kiss on the forehead, man. You guys don't even realize, man, when you're being rejected by a lot of these women, it's a good thing. They're rejecting you because they know they ain't about nothing. And they know that you are. And some of them have mercy on you, and they reject you out of mercy. Y'all get mad at them for rejecting you, and they reject you. Some of them reject you because they're being merciful to you. They know they're going to drive you into the ground, and they don't want to do it to you. They'd rather drive a dude that's already in the ground, a pookie in the ground. They're willing to drive a pookie into the ground. But they see you going to school, and they know you just want to have sex with them. But see, they have mercy on you. They say, nah. But you don't see it as mercy. You see it as, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Because our self-esteem is so low as men. What's wrong with me? Why you don't want to have sex with me? Who cares why she don't want to have it? If she don't want to have it, she probably got a good reason. And it's probably a good reason for you. Let me tell you something. Come here, huddle up, everybody. The less people you have sex with, the better for yourself, the better for your health, better for you health-wise. Let me put that out there. I know they've been telling you that you're supposed to have this, as a man, you're supposed to have these, enormous amount of people you have sex with. That means that you're somebody. I'm somebody because I had all this sex. I'm somebody because I got all this money, right? In truth, you just who you are. Whether you got money, whether you don't got money, whether you got having all the sex or you not having all the sex, you are who you are. Either you're a good person or you're not a good person. And that's something you got to figure out for yourself. But we just talking about poor sexual selection. You can pick somebody, man, that's out there living a lifestyle that's crazy. And they can get you caught up in some drama. They like to date Pookies, and a Pookie come knocking on your door. Yeah, my girl in there? Right. Or Pookie come to your job, bust out your windows. What? Yeah, or the Pookie sister comes to the job. I mean, it's just crazy, right? They can get you caught up in a bunch of different stuff. They tell me all the time, oh, Clarence, it don't matter how the girl's lifestyle. Yes, it does. Of course it does. Of course it does. We just don't want to be honest. We don't want to be honest because nobody wants to hurt women's feelings. Why? Because most of you guys are trying to have sex with them, so you don't want to be in a bad position with them. Right? You don't want to put yourself in a position where they could bring up a position you held against you as far as trying to have sex with them. But I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it. I'm free. I don't have to worry about what I'm going to lose or whether somebody not going to have sex with me. I'm free. I can speak freely. A lot of you guys can't, but I can. So I'm going to tell you the truth. Because I love you, man. I'm trying to help you. I love the sisterhood. I want them to be better. All of us to be better. Right? I got a granddaughter out here. There's some little knucklehead out here right now being raised up. Hopefully, his parents will teach him right like I'm trying to teach my granddaughter right. And my granddaughter will have somebody who she will look to if she wants to be with someone. At least she will have a pool of people to pick from. But I'm going to tell her up front, don't do like the rest of these people, man. That's why results are horrible. They don't listen, and they keep, and instead of saying to themselves, hey man, maybe it's me, maybe it's something I'm doing, they don't say it. They say, oh man, it's black men. Ain't no good black men out there. Ain't no good men out there. All the good men are taken. Most of them are. But the other good, there's a lot of good men out here. They just in plain sight. They ain't got no drama. They ain't got no big fancy car. They ain't got nothing. They just good dudes, man. They spend their time trying to love somebody. And so many women have never experienced love. They don't know what that looks like. They're so foreign to them. Or they think it's a con. Right? They don't know what real love looks like. It's sad, man, but it's a sad situation, man. Sad commentary. But anyway, man, another thing that can happen when you poorly sexually select, man, you can have a child with someone who you have varying degrees of differences on discipline and raising, how you gonna raise a child, what type of value system you want to put into this child. You can have various degrees on that, and that confusion can lead to a child going their own way. Right? That's why I tell y'all, never argue in front of a child. Never argue in front of a child. Because when you argue in front of a child, what you're doing is showing the child a conflict that they cannot decide who the definitive person they should be listening to, right? What you talking about, Clarence? I mean, up until the point that a child sees their parents in conflict, they think that both people are on the same page. They think that both people are on the same page and both people are pushing the same program. At the point where they see a public conflict, now they realize one person has one view and the other person has the other view. But this is what they have to decide. It puts them in it puts what's the word? It puts tension in their thinking. It puts tension in their brain, right? Because it creates a conundrum. Wait a minute, I love both these people, and I would listen to either one of these people. But now, one of them is wrong. Which one is the wrong one? Which one is the one I shouldn't listen to no more? Obviously, they both ain't right. So there's one of them I can't be 100% sure I can listen to this person. Which one is the one I can't listen to 100%? So they have to do that mathematics in their head. That's what you're doing when you argue in front of children. Child just has to make that decision. That's you putting that plate in front of them and saying, eat from there. So some of these children, man, they just say, you know what? I can't decide who's the wrong one. I don't even know what they're arguing about. So what I'm going to do, I ain't going to listen to neither one of them. I'll listen to the gangbanger in the street. Or I'll listen to the 304 out in the street. Girl, you can get this money. Come on here and dance on this pole. We can get this money. Or I'll listen to the dude serving rocks in the street. You want to get this money, young blood? Okay. Then, be here tomorrow and be ready. Be ready to work. What I'm be doing? I'll tell you when you get here tomorrow. Next thing you know, man, they out there selling rocks. I caught up. All this can happen, man, from just picking the wrong person sexually, right? All of these different bad things can happen. You can pick somebody who doesn't share your same value system, right? When you say you love them, you mean you love them. When they say they love you, they mean they love you as they want you to think they love you, they love you as much as you love them. They want you to think that. They really don't. Because they have a different set of values. In their mind, it's okay if they step out of the marriage. If they're not happy, they have every right to just step out of it. Without your knowledge, they can just go and do whatever, right? Because they have a different value system than you. That's why you got to check a person's value system out. And a person can only play the game for so long. That's why it's good to have your family check these people out. Part of the vetting and courting process to check these people out. We having horrible results in the black community, particularly. We have horrible results, man. Most of our sisters will never be married. Most of them, statistically speaking, will never be married. Not going to have a long-term relationship. And why? Is that the purpose? Is that what we want? Unfortunately, a lot of our sisters are embracing that and saying, yeah, I don't want to be in a long-term relationship. I want to have a baby by myself and raise it by myself. Crazy. That's crazy. Who wants to have a child by themselves and raise it by themselves? That ain't even nature's way. That's nature's way in wild animals. Wild animals do that. Not civilized human beings. We weren't supposed to be like that. Right? The first woman, she didn't take the babies and, hey, I'm out. Peace. I'm a woman. I could do this all by myself. Peace. She didn't do that. Right? Stay right there with the man. Let the man raise his children. That's why you can't have a difference. You can't have a difference of, you got to check out everything, and you got to constantly be teaching. The person with the better moral system should be teaching the other person and bringing them up to speed. Because when you off kilter, when you off balance morally, the door is open for things to happen with the children. Right? We can see up front Adam and Eve were, they had different moral compasses, right? Why? Because she got in league with somebody else. Adam was in league with one person and she was in league with somebody else. So her being in league like that created confusion and perplexion, and ultimately death. But let me get back to